and welcome to Help Me Out, Shema Ladd, personal development and premarital life coach. And this month, we'll really be covering father-daughter relationships. Ooh, yes, this is going to be amazing. And I hope you stay tuned with me for the rest of this month to get some insight and work on those relationships. I'm a daughter. I love my dad, my granddad, my uncles. So welcome daddies and daughters and sons if you're tuning in. Welcome grandpa. Welcome Unc. What's up, Unc? Okay, brothers, all the fellas. And ladies, I'm glad you're tuning in as well, because I know a lot of you have issues with your parents, moms and dads too, but for this, we're focusing on daddies and daughters. So before we get started, I want to thank you and congratulate you for taking your first step to improve and protect your relationship with your daughters and daughters with your fathers. I have some good insights for you guys. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss one video. So before we get started, I want to give you a disclaimer. We'll be discussing a lot of different personality types, characteristics, a lot of different things. So my disclaimer is I am not in any way promoting, supporting, or encouraging any particular type of behaviors or patterns of lifestyle through this content, except for a positive, good behaviors that move you in the right direction. This content is meant for educational purposes only, to improve family structure and choices, to improve generational love, generational wealth, as well as awareness of the father-daughter relationships. Please understand, again, when viewing my content, any training, coaching, lessons that I share or provide, I do understand there are many different type of personality types. So for the duration of this this series of father-daughter relationships, please understand I'll only be addressing a few personality types, and it's not one size fit all, because I'm not addressing all personality types. But hopefully, not even hopefully, I know anyone watching this, you're going to get something out of it. I am going to pour out everything that I have for you guys to get on the right track and improve your relationships. So that's what I have to say about that. And let's jump in and get started. So this video will talk about the idea of children and your dreams. So we all don't want children, right? Some of us grow up and we grow up thinking, I want to have kids, I want to get married, I want to have a family. Others are, no, I don't want children. I do want to get married, but I don't want children. Or I don't want to get married, but I do want children. We have all kind of different aspects going on there, right? And so I want, for this video, I want you to just take the time to think about and reflect on, what was your original intention? What were your original intentions? You know, did you grow up with grandparents or parents encouraging you to get married? That's just the thing to do. You find you a nice young lady, you find you a nice handsome man who's a good provider, you get married, you have babies. Give me babies. The grandparents are saying, give me babies, I want babies, right? Okay, but, and there are some people who, you know, unfortunately got caught up in that, and their choices were made on family expectations, not on who that person truly is. And what's best for that person. Now, because let's be honest, if you have children already, you know. I know I have 3 children. I have children. One of them I know, oh, he's going to be a great parent. If he becomes a dad, great dad. Ooh, blessed family. And then I have one like, oh, they don't need no kids. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it, Mabel. Right? And so contemplate reflect on what led you to have children. Did you get caught up? Because we have some sneaky little conniving women too. We have women, and I'm not blaming it on the dads. I'm not. Dads, we love you. Men, we love you. We love you here on this channel, okay? So I'm not blaming it, but we have women that would try to snag a good man. She will go through lengths to snag a good man, okay? Did you get caught up? Did you meet this woman and she told you she didn't want any children, and here months later, hey, we pregnant, we have a baby coming? Because all of these decisions play a factor in how you interact with your children. They play a factor. Like, did you have one child, two child, three child? Is the firstborn, is the middle child, is the last child? Okay? So type in your comments below. How did you end up with a child? And what was your dream? Was your dream? Okay? And sometimes you think you have the right person. You think you found the right person. And after you say, I do, or after that first pregnancy or second pregnancy comes, that's a whole nother person. And I wanted a baby with that person, not that person. What happened? Daddy? So again, I'm a daughter. My father was married 3 times, wife number 1, wife number 2, wife number 3, right? I'm the firstborn child. So the things that I have to say are going to be quite different from the middle child, the second child, or the third child, or the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th child, right? So when you're on here with Help Me Out, and you're listening to this daughter, who my father was very proud of, you're gonna get the raw deal. Now, my father passed in 2023, so some things that I'll be sharing with you over this next month, I feel comfortable sharing with you. And I'm not going to embarrass my father. My plans in my heart is always to honor my father, paint him in the best light, because he was a great man. Great, great, great man. And the apple didn't fall far from the tree. So, what was your dream for your daughter? Because fathers have dreams. Like, my father told me if he had a daughter, he wanted to name her Mariah. My name is not Mariah. But his name for me, he wanted to name me Mariah. Like Mariah Carey. Mariah. And I thought, Daddy, that's nice, but I don't even think I would have liked that name for me. So, when you thought about having a daughter, did you think about what you wanted her name to be? Type in what you wanted your daughter's name to be and what her name actually ended up being. What led to that name change? What led to that decision? And it might have something to do with the mother. Maybe you were in a good place. Maybe you were in a bad place. Who knows? But type in below. Most fathers dream that their first child will be a son. Their dream is, I'm going to have a son. Or I'm going to have a whole football team, right? I'm going to have 2 sons, 3 sons, and then I might have 1 daughter. Right? What was your dream? Type in your dream below so I can read and see what were the dads thinking. What were daddies up to? Okay? My dad wanted a son. He ended up with 2 girls. Manly man. 2 girls. Right? So I can tell you, as a daughter, you see this femininity sitting here, but I'm sure you can tell I have another side with some little edges, some rough little edges on it. Well, Daddy didn't have a son, but he had his firstborn, and he was still happy just the same. So what you're looking at right now is a daughter who was up under car hoods. I can change my own oil. I can do an oil change, fellas. Don't let this beauty fool you, okay? I can change out the liner, headlining in my vehicle if I need to. If I need to change and put a new headliner, I can do that. Okay? If I need to change a clock spring in my steering wheel, I know how to rent my tools, change my clock spring. Okay? When I say you're looking at a well-developed, well-rounded woman, daughter, you are. Okay? Horses. I had to know how to saddle up a horse. Now, how many people watching this understand that saddling a horse is hard? It looks easy, but it's hard. You know why it's hard? Because once you get that saddle on that horse and you think it's as tight as you can get it, and this is just the muscle of a woman. This isn't man muscle, okay? Let's be clear. This isn't man muscle. This is woman muscle. And you get to riding that horse and your horse starts sweating. Okay, how many cowboys and cowgirls we have out there? Your horse starts sweating and he starts to shrink. He'll start to shrink. And then the saddle loosens up and all of a sudden you're riding. And you start riding this way. And then before you know it, you're here. Hello, ladies. Anybody experience that? Daddy, please come help me tighten this saddle. Daddy, please. I can saddle a horse. Okay? I can do a lot of things. I can rip up flooring, rip up carpet. I can plaster. I can fill in holes in walls. I am the daughter of a manly man. I can man a rifle. You know, I can cock my 9. I can pop caps. I am the daughter of a manly man. If there are any women on here watching this video and you were raised by a man, please type in your response and answers below. What can you do that most average women cannot do or not accustomed to doing? So dads, granddads, you know, brothers, unks, they all poured into me. But I was primarily raised by a man. I have a mother, you know. My mother, they got divorced when I was 13, 14 years old, you know. But my father was so protective over me. A lot of times he wouldn't allow my mother to discipline me. He wouldn't allow my mother to correct the things that were coming out of my mouth. My father had a dream of how his daughter would be. He had a dream that no man was going to take advantage of his daughter, that no man was ever going to mistreat his daughter. My father had a dream. He had a dream that his daughter would be the baddest woman walking in the room, in whatever room she entered into. He had a dream that she would walk with elegance, with class, with dignity. My father had a dream that his daughter would be well dressed, that she could wear the baddest pair of boots and the baddest pair of shoes and walk in a room and make a statement with her shoes alone. My father had a dream that his daughter would be this all-encompassed bomb pot of gumbo. Okay, so what was your dream for your daughters, fathers? I want you to ponder on that dream. Think about the things that the dreams you had when you were a young man, a teenager, adolescence, young man in your 20s, 30s, maybe even 40s. What was your dream for your daughters? I'm going to show you over this next month how all of these things connect, and things you may have forgotten about, maybe some things you even overlooked. But now things have changed. And your daughter may not respond to you the way she used to. She may not listen to you or carry the words that how she used to. How do you get that back, Daddy? How do you get that back? So you're going to learn those things over this next month on these videos that I post. And I'm going to help you open up some things in your mind. Now, man, I understand, daddies, that you're not emotional. Because even on my father's deathbed, the only message he really sent me, not even through vocal words so much, but in his posture, his behavior, was be strong. Stand strong. My father was a manly man. He didn't bow to anyone. He had other characteristics. They weren't all good. But I love my daddy. And I go to bat for him. So you're going to learn a lot about daughters, how daughters view their fathers, the hearts that daughters actually have towards their fathers. Some things we don't say because we understand dads are not emotional. They may not connect the way a daughter may even want a father to connect with them. But I'm going to give you some good stuff. Please believe me. So stay tuned to the next video and the next video for the next month. And by the end of these videos, you and your daughters or your granddaughters, your great-granddaughters, you'll have a fresh and a new relationship that you can pass on for generations to come. So, hope you enjoyed this. Write all your answers down. Comment, share, subscribe, because we have much more coming. Here on Help Me Out with me, Shema Ladd. Love you, Daddy. Bye.